last emerged the victor from a multitudinous concretion of raw fighting talent. Amazing! The crowd loves you, and you have proven yourself.
He better damn well love me after that.
No other fighter stands a chance against the Ravager.
Well, we shall try.
But you must think of your safety. The Ravager strikes with such power that even the wards of this arena may not be enough to save you.
And that's true, because if you lose here, you die.
No one knows. His strength is almost inhuman. But we are sure he is no demon.
Are we sure?
Your match could end in death. It almost happened when Sung Bu faced him alone, and he was the last opponent to tackle the champion alone. The Ravager grows more fierce with each fight, as if time were making him stronger. If you face him, we may not be able to end the match in time.
That's assuring. Alrighty, so before we ask about the next match, we need to save, because once again, you just never know. And on top of that, we need to equip a new style. So, remap. Let's get ourselves the Paralyzing Palm instead of the Spirit Thief. So, here's the main question as to why. So anyway, why do we need the Paralyzing Palm instead of the Spirit Thief? Well, the Ravager is not affected by the Spirit Thief for one, so it's useless to us. But he is affected by the Paralyzing Palm. What does the Paralyzing Palm do? Just that. It paralyzes your opponents. Now, if it does that, why have I not really utilized it till now? Well, because using the Paralyzing Palm, it stuns your opponent for a certain amount of time, and then you get a good number of hits in, and then you can use essentially a cheap tactic into completely destroying your opponent like it's no big deal. You freeze them long enough that you get a couple hits in, and then you freeze them again, so on and so forth. I felt that up until this point, everything else that I fought so far didn't need to use that trick in order to win. I have been capable of doing it just by using the Legendary Strike. I cannot do that against him. For whatever reason, I don't even know how I beat him when I was younger. I really do not. I found some way, could not tell you, but I was able to find some way without using the Paralyzing Palm trick to beat him. I am not so lucky in this fight. Maybe I need more health in order to do it. I do not know. He is affected by weaponry, though. You can use your weapons against him, if you so choose. Oh, he's going to try and put a stop to it, huh? Oh, geez. Now I'm looking at the time. It's already going a little bit over what I'd like. But you know what? We'll just throw it into one. If I have to cut it into two separate parts, I have to cut it into two separate parts. I just kind of want to finish off this arena fight. So basically, he wants to try and put a stop to this because, well, he hates us. Depending on what your name is, the crowd will chant something else. They'll chant Phoenix, Dragon. No, I don't think they say Dragon. I think they just say Raging. I think they chant Raging, Raging. But I could be wrong. But yeah, so everything else up until this point, I felt like I can just use Legendary Strike or my Ice abilities, whatever that I felt needed in order to beat my opponents. But again, for whatever reason, right now I am incapable of beating him without utilizing the Paralyzing Palm trick. And how good this Paralyzing Palm trick works in general is up to the individual. So, how does it work? Well, you just gotta get 3 hits on your opponent. And then he's stuck for a certain amount of time. At least 2 hits, I believe. Okay, nope, just looks like a little less than that. 1, 2, 3. Get 2 kicks in, then a triple kick in. Just 2 double kicks there because I mistimed it. Up. Oh boy. But yeah, you just keep doing this. It's very easy to take advantage of it. But there's something interesting about this guy. He also uses axes. Interesting. It couldn't be. Nah, it couldn't be. But yeah, no, this is the use of Paralyzing Palm, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, not very engaging. There's a reason why I really have not been utilizing it up until this point, because it makes all fights relatively boring. But again, if I had the ability to actually beat this guy without having to utilize it, I would. But I don't right now, and I'd like to keep the story moving. Alright, so the mask is off. Well, he looks more human without it, and he's got a... Oh, wow, he actually looks not well. Oh, and Black Whirlwind seems to be taking a bit of a problem with it.
If you have even the tiniest bit of sense, Whirlwind, you realize that you should thank me.
So yeah, you would know based on just the fighting style, this is Black Whirlwind's brother. Again, you should be able to figure that out the minute the fight starts with the double axes.
After you cut him down while he defended me, I decided it would be too much bother to let him go. In the process, I saved you from charges of fratricide. And so the Ravager was born. The perfect, unquestioning enforcer of my will. And I owe it all to you, Whirlwind.
What a dick.
I should kill you here and now, but first...
So basically, brought his brother back from the dead to fight with him, because he's a really strong guy, and he needed, you know, some brute enforcement. So Black Whirlwind took him down and decided to continue on.
I still took your brother.
And now we're going to take your life.
And I took him back and repaid the favor.
You will not be champion. This is my arena.
Not anymore, it's not.
I invoke the right of challenge. As an ex-champion, I will return and stake my claim upon this place. Tradition supports my right to this.
And it does.
But the right of challenge hasn't been used in hundreds of years.
Very well. You need not accept the precedents and traditions that make this empire great, Queen.
Oof.
Instead, accept that my men will kill you if you dare contradict me again.
What men do you have left? I've beaten all of them.
Simply, what do you say? Are you prepared to suffer at my hands, or will you walk away and die the tenfold deaths of the coward?
You're not strong enough to beat me.
No, you are not the current champion, Serpent. My brother was, and now my friend is. All you are, magician, is mine.
Ooh, now the Black Whirlwind wants some.
Allow me to accept his challenge on your behalf, Master. I will not fail.
He called me Master. Everyone else see that?
Spirit will be satisfied if I take this chance.
Fine by me.
Never. I will not allow a substitution of this sort.
But he has before.
They do have the right, Serpent. You substituted the demon in place of one of your guild men. You set the precedent yourself.
Haha.
Fine. I will fight the shaved bear. It will be a pleasure. Speak with Queen when you're ready. Until then, I will prepare.
So yeah, the Black Whirlwind will be fighting him, which means we get to fight as the Black Whirlwind. This is going to be a very interesting ordeal. And I'll explain more of it when we actually get to that fight.
I have had a dead retired ex-fighter in a mask for a champion all this time.
Sometimes you never know how it's going to
Do you know
go.
how many rules and regulations that breaks? It's a mockery of the entire arena, and Kailan and his thugs are to blame.
Like always.
But you can stop him. I need you to see this through to the end. I need that man stopped before he destroys 1,000 years of gratification.
Tradition, but whatever.
Your friend is ready to fight. When he was here before, he was always ready. Tell him to be careful. Kailan is not easily defeated.
Actually, he kinda is, depending on how well the fight goes for us. This is actually one of the easier fights in the arena.
Excellent.
So anyways, we get to play as the Black Whirlwind. We have a lot of health, a little bit of chi, and no focus. Reason why we have no focus is that he uses axes anyways, so, you know, we don't have to worry about it. What makes this fight so easy is the range that the Black Whirlwind has. The range he has when doing his first attack going forward is so big in comparison to our guy that we can attack from a much further distance than what our main character usually does, and just take full advantage of it. Now, you gotta beat the Serpent twice over. You don't want to be too close, especially when he has the sword out, because like with everybody else, the sword does a good chunk of damage against us. So when he hits a certain health point, he is going to back us up, and he's going to summon 2 demons to fight for him. It looks like the normal fire AoE, but you cannot get to him once this starts happening. So you got to fight these 2 horse demons, which are just as easily taken care of, but we do take a small bit of damage because of the fact that we are taking essentially fire back. And we do get a little bit of an explosion once we take care of them. Oh, one of them's blocking. I did not want to take that much damage. So the only way that the Serpent can really defeat us is if we get him into a corner to where he can utilize his speed against us and uses his sword, which does a huge chunk of damage against us. But he'll come back with full health. That's the only time he does that. If he stays in this form or in his ice form, we're pretty much okay. We don't really have to utilize anything but just the A button. You can use the X button, but again, he is one of those that the minute you show an opening like that, you're in trouble. Now he has the sword, we gotta be a little bit more careful. We get too close, he can start doing his combo on us faster than we can. We want to use distance to our favor. Because the further we are away, you know, he has to be close to us in order to attack us. We do not have to be close to him. So every time you get into a wall like that, make sure you do at least one backflip to get away from him. Because again, if he gets really close, starts getting his fast attacks on you, that's when you start losing the fight. Outside of that, you just keep spamming the A button. That's all it is. Easiest fight in the entire arena. I mean, obviously the ogre is the easiest fight in the entire arena, but in this case, it was relatively tough considering the fact that he constantly was blocking our attacks. Didn't make it tough, but it sure made it more annoying. And there you go. The Serpent is dead. The Ravager is dead. We are the lone champion. Black Whirlwind gets, you know, sleep for once.
But you did earn it. Congratulations, champion.
I know, I'm amazing.
I wish that I had another dozen fighters who could rise through the ranks with your alacrity.
Whatever you say.
I will not dishonor you with appearing to those who cannot match your skill. In time, someone will come along, but I suspect your equal will not be manifesting anytime soon.
Which basically means the arena's over. We're not going to be doing it anymore.
It's an honor to adjudicate and facilitate your rise to the top.
Whatever that means.
Should anyone appear to challenge you, I will let you know. But
They never do.
Then, rest yourself. You've earned it.
There will be no one else for us to fight. That is it. So we got the Superior Warrior Gym. Yay us.
It's hard to find anyone in this city who does not recognize our new champion on this day.
You work for the guild.
Before, but right now, I represent the guild.
No kidding. You did beforehand, too. What do you want?
I want what you want. We had to address the issue of Kailan sooner or later. His open policy did not fit well with our philosophy of discretion.
So they just hated the fact that he was so open about it.
Ran deep. He would have taken our organization even further down Gao the Greater's path had word of a new contestant not reached us.
Anyways, yeah, they do nothing to me.
Indeed. Then you will be happy to know of the guild's decision. We no longer want a stake in the proceedings in the arena. With Kailan,
Because again, Kailan is the only one that really cared about the arena being an ex-champion.
Let us just say that cooler heads prevail. The current sentiment in the guild is that the Lotus Assassins have become more trouble than our alliance with them is worth.
So basically, we're getting rid of another Lotus Assassin employee.
Your feud, or whatever it was, with Kailan died with him. The guild will not trouble you or this place if you will not trouble us.
Can do. We'll agree to it.
I have a scroll for you that details a most ancient technique, once taught only to the Imperial Champion. Your perfect record in this place deserved a revival of tradition. In observing Kailan, I had no choice but to watch the fights of Silver Phoenix. It was the most enjoyable aspect of the assignment. Your skills are amazing.
No need to make my ego any bigger than it already
I will not
is.
speak of this again. Consider me nothing more than sweet poison Lin from this point on.
Okay, fair enough. Anyway, so we got the Perfect Warrior. That's only part one of it. What we really get out of it is the Iron Palm. So by getting that final part of the Iron Palm, all of them are being tossed away, including the Viper, and now we have ourselves the ability of utilizing the Iron Palm. What does that mean? I have no idea. I'm just as interested as you guys are to utilize it. We're going to start putting points into it right now. Let's get a bit of a speed increase right there. Save the changes, and we will actually look to utilize it as soon as we can. But first, a little bit of an interruption here. This guy.
Victories are impossible for the other fighters to ignore.
No kidding.
You are a master of the arena, the ground where executioners are born. Perhaps you have potential that you are not even aware of. There may be a role in the executioners for you after all.
Yay me, I don't care.
Why have you chosen to come here when you have already earned the favor of the Inquisitor? Do you wish the blessing of someone less corrupted?
So basically, even the Los Assassins, you know, are against one another.
No, you are stronger than that. We will train away this timid front and tap a potential that you haven't yet dreamed of.
What is with all these angry faces? Why do I have to continue? I guess this is another guy that was supposed to speak in the old tongue and they changed it last minute, but then forgot to get rid of the whole entire tap to continue.
Treasures of the Empire. This will be your responsibility. Can you look on silver coins, golden tablets, or prophesized artifacts and think only of duty?
Yeah, so again, the Los Assassins are also kind of at war with one another. You know, you have the philosophers that would be like, okay, you know, we're going to do it like a peaceful way, and the executioners that are just kill all opposition, you know. Whichever one you decide to do, it doesn't really matter. I just decided to showcase both of them because you get experience all the same.
It lies at the far side of the burial ground that is the necropolis.
Which is where we're heading to next. We actually got to move on with the actual story. It's been nothing but subplot up into this point. I mean, technically, you know, doing the Inquisitors and the Executioners are part of the main story, but because I did one and then decided to do the other, it's still a little bit considered as subplot.
Such a loyal band of followers.
Let's see. You'll see that I'm no ordinary recruit.
Many others think that they are above the norm when they join us.
I am. I'm going to be the one to take you all down. Just you wait.
You will learn that conformity to our ways will serve you better.
Okay.
I am well aware of those who come with you, their strengths and their weaknesses. You inspire loyalty in most of those who follow you. That will serve you well.
What does that mean? Someone is not loyal to me?
Am I? Or do you doubt your own abilities to deal with them if proven treacherous?
I can beat anybody.
You will see that your loyalty to our order is all that matters.
Mm-hmm. So you say.
If you survive your training and remain in control of your senses, perhaps you will serve at my side one day.
Or I can just beat you right here and now.
I never enjoy controlling my senses. They catch a lot of things I'd miss. Whatever. We'd better tell the others we made some progress.
You're saying this out loud right next to the guy? That's definitely not the brightest of ideas. Alrighty, so before we take on with that, let's actually go ahead and go into his back room and see that we've got chests. All but one are layered with traps, however. But all of them are relatively easy to deal with. I believe only one of them actually goes off of me. It's all basically a lot of silver. Okay, I was able to avoid all of them. And then one that is not. That gives me the Scales of the Serpent, and absolute dedication. Scales of the Serpent is in itself just a technique. Let's actually take a look here. Health plus 7 and Intimidation plus 1. And we also got the Perfected Warrior with a health bonus of 15 and focus of 15. Perfect for us entirely. And we also gained ourselves a brand new gem. More experience from human enemies, but however we get no powers from the human enemies. Again, one of those trade-offs exactly like with the ghost, but we are not going to deal with that. And my god, a 40-minute part, but I am going to split it into 2 separate parts. So thank you all for enjoying the arena. And when we come back, we are actually going to continue on with the story. There is one more small little side quest we got to take care of. Nothing too big. It's a relative back and forth deal. And then we can actually continue on with the main quest. But until then, hope you enjoy the rest of your evenings. We'll see you all in the next part.